King James is the king. He's the greatest player we've ever seen. He's the most talented player in our game. And everybody gets swept up into this hysteria to crown him just because he's the three-time MVP, while conveniently forgetting the giant glaring asterisk that you just tossed off a second ago. You just touched and went on. And that is that the most talented player in the game, in 4 of the last 5 playoffs, has flamed out as spectacularly or unspectacularly as any great player we have ever seen.
Have you ever heard LeBron say that he wanted to be?
All he did was choose to wear number 23 and choose to carry on the powder throwing routine.
Any kid
yes, he thought he was better.
Want to wear Jordan's number?
No.
He thought he was better.
He thought he was ready to outdo Michael Jordan. That's what he thought coming in. Trust me on this.
W-L-O-T, the worst leader of all time. That's Stop it, Rob. And stop it. And
we have better players than him in his position already on our team, bro.
I don't think you can really just bring a high school player in and really just think your team gonna really turn around like that.
What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Jared for Hoop Network, back with another episode of Hoop Insight. LeBron has been one of the greatest figures in sports during our lifetime, so it's only natural he gets a lot of disrespect thrown his way, as well as love. So today, we'll be looking into the disrespect he receives and break it down. Let's get to it. Disrespect number 1, his finals record. Now, we all knew this was coming. The infamous 3-6. This is the number one thing that LeBron gets most hated for. He's played with many different rosters, and many call them super teams, and they hang that record over LeBron's name. Reason being that he is proclaimed to be the GOAT by many, but yet has twice as many losses as he does wins in the finals. Well, aside from the 2011 finals, because we all know that was his biggest blemish, he has performed better than everyone during all his appearances. He also had to play the Warriors dynasty 4 times, and 2 of those times, the Warriors had the greatest team ever with Kevin Durant. I don't think if you put anyone on that Cavs team, they'll be able to beat that team. And I don't want this to sound like excuses or passes thrown towards LeBron, because really it's just facts. LeBron has had to face tougher competition in the finals than most, especially having to face the KD Warriors back-to-back years. Jordan is 6-0, and his team was the favorite in every single matchup. LeBron has been the underdog in all his finals appearances except against Dallas, believe it or not, as well as the Thunder, that were actually favored over Miami. So in every other appearance that LeBron's been in, he's been the underdog. I really want to take a deep look into LeBron's finals losses and see what happened. 2007, the Cavs got swept by the Spurs. We all know LeBron was the sole reason that Cavs team was even in the finals, and if you compare them to the Spurs team that they faced, they were really just complete trash. I mean, let's just be honest. And right now I'm going to show a list of averages for LeBron's team and as well as for the Spurs team. And we'll be able to see how much help he actually had, which really wasn't much. And as you can see from the averages, LeBron had the most points scored per game on his team with 22, which isn't even that high to begin with. But we know he saw a lot of double teams. And his next highest scorer was Drew Gooden with about 13 points per game. So that should tell you everything you need to know about that series. And let's move on to the next one. So the next time he was in the finals happened to be in 2011. And this is the one series that LeBron had to play well, and he absolutely didn't. During this time, he was public enemy number 1 after saying the Heat would win not 1, but...
Not 1 championships.
Not 2.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
That statement ended up hurting LeBron James on many different levels because they did not come anywhere close to winning 7 or more rings. It just so happens that after he said that, the very first finals he plays in a Miami Heat uniform, he chokes and they lose to the Dallas Mavericks, who were serious underdogs in this matchup. After this series, LeBron had an enormous amount of pressure on him, since at this point, he was now 0-2 in the NBA Finals, and he just choked when they were clear favorites. But after the Dallas series, what happened? 2012, Miami beat the Thunder in 5 and LeBron wins his first Finals MVP. And then we move on to 2013. Miami goes back-to-back and LeBron wins MVP and Finals MVP in the same season. And then in 2014, Miami loses to San Antonio in 5 games, despite LeBron averaging 28 points per game on 57%, while Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh did not really show up in this series, and they only averaged 15 points per game and 14 points per game, and it left LeBron with a huge amount to have to recover for them, and that series did not go in their favor. And then we move on to the 2015 Finals. The Cavs lose that 4-2 to the Warriors. Despite Kevin Love and Kyrie both missing the Finals, LeBron was able to lead both teams in all major statistical categories, where he averaged 36 points per game, 13.3 rebounds per game, and 8.8 assists per game. He was able to lead the Cavs and help them take the Warriors to 6 games, despite there not being any Kevin Love or no Kyrie Irving, the next 2 best players on their team. And then in the 2016 Finals, we all know what happened. LeBron and Kyrie were able to lead the greatest comeback in NBA history, and they came down from 3-1 against the Warriors. And once again, LeBron James led both teams in all major statistical categories with 29.7 points per game, 11.3 rebounds per game, and 8.9 assists per game. This was the series that pretty much solidified LeBron's career, and this gave him the title of GOAT to a lot of NBA fans out there when they were able to come back from that 3-1 deficit. Now, it may not have given him the GOAT title to everybody, but at least made him top 5 in most people's eyes. And now let's take a look at the 2017 Finals, where the Warriors had KD and they destroyed the Cavs in 5 games, despite LeBron averaging 33 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, and 12 assists per game, and Kyrie averaged 29.4 points per game. I mean, those stats alone should tell you how unbeatable that Warriors squad really was. And now in the 2018 Finals, the Warriors sweep the Cavs, despite the Cavs almost taking Game 1 due to LeBron dropping 51 points. And he also averaged 34 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, and 10.5 assists per game for this series. Now, the point of going through all these old finals matchups is to show that LeBron didn't just play bad in every series. You know, he did not always have enough help by his side to get there over the top. He's played some of the greatest teams ever in the finals, and you can't say the same for somebody like Jordan. Although he is 6-0, his competition was so compared to something like the Kevin Durant Warriors for 2 years in a row, or the 2014 Spurs, etc. We know the competition he's faced. But alright, that's enough of number 1. Let's get into disrespect number 2, which is LeBron can't win without a super team. LeBron stayed loyal to Cleveland for 9 long and tough seasons. LeBron was wasting his career in Cleveland and staying loyal because that was his hometown. But once Boston built their super team, LeBron and the Cavs were really outmatched to ever beat that or ever even get back to the finals. So LeBron had to make the decision.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
This decision made nearly everyone except Miami Heat fans despise LeBron, burning his jersey, wishing he never wins, hoping to see his downfall. The list goes on. LeBron instantly turned himself into a villain in the NBA world. And I won't lie, I was one of those people who despised LeBron. Especially being such a huge Kobe fan, I respected players that stayed loyal to their team, like Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, etc. The difference is, none of them played for Cleveland. I realized when I got older that LeBron's move to Miami really showed how bad he actually wanted to win. And I never liked how he went about doing it, as far as hosting a nationally televised event for the world to see. But the proceeds and earnings all went to the Boys and Girls Club, so it's kind of hard to hate on that. It made me realize how being loyal to certain teams only means a great player may just waste their career trying to win a ring that will never happen. For example, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and now maybe even Giannis if he decides to stay with the Bucks and they don't make any moves for him. Players who stay loyal to their franchises who aren't loyal to them don't deserve to have that player. They don't deserve to feel forced to stay there. A good analogy that I like to look at is if you're working a job you hate and dread, going to it knowing nothing great can come out of it, wouldn't you also want to leave? Go to a better job with more opportunities, better location, even if it did mean you made a little less money at first? Now, I realize that some players are drafted to their organizations, that organization may have taken a chance on them, so they feel some type of loyalty towards them. But if you stay there for 9 long years and they promise you this, promise you that, and nothing's happening for you, nothing's changing, every season's the same thing, I think any of us would probably want to leave that situation and find yourself a better one. Because the truth of the matter is that no player can win without a good squad. It's impossible. It's the name of the game. We've never seen any player just put a whole team on his back and go win a finals. I mean, the closest player to doing that is LeBron James. And people still give him disrespect or still give him crap for needing this player or this player. Look at any of your favorite players of all time and look at the teams that they had when they went to win a championship. And if they didn't win a championship, they probably didn't have the best team, or they played against Michael Jordan in the 90s, or one of those things. But the fact of the matter is, you need a squad to win a championship. It doesn't matter how good of a player you are, no one person can do it. So let's hop into disrespect number 3 now, which is LeBron isn't clutch. This myth should have died out a while ago. Once upon a time, I agreed with this take because there was actually some facts to it. But LeBron has changed that a long time ago. I'm not sure if everyone who says this take is even aware that LeBron actually has the all-time record for most playoff buzzer beaters. That's pretty impressive for someone who isn't clutch. LeBron also averages 34 points per game in elimination games throughout his career, which is also the highest of all time. Also clutch. Clutch isn't only hitting the last second shots. Being clutch is when you're there for your team when they need you the most. LeBron is one of the best ever at being there for his team in high leverage moments. LeBron has had his back against the wall numerous times. He's had his legacy on the line numerous times, and he's been able to pull through every time after that 2011 finals. Boston Game 6 when Miami was down 3-2, LeBron played possibly his best game ever, scoring 45 points and 15 rebounds while shooting 19 of 26 from the field. And then they went on to that Game 7 and he dropped 31 points and 12 rebounds, and they went on to win the championship in 2012. LeBron also faced elimination at home versus Spurs in Game 6 in 2013. And he went on to drop 32 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds and 3 steals. And he also dropped 18 alone in the fourth quarter and in overtime to help secure them that win. And then in Game 7, he goes off for 37 points and 12 rebounds, and he brings another championship to Miami. So as we can see, this whole notion of LeBron not being clutch is a pure myth, and he developed the clutch gene a while ago. Well, that'll do for this episode of Hoop Insight. I've seen how well my previous Disrespect of NBA Legends videos have been doing so far, and it only makes sense for me to start making some more of these. So I had a request for LeBron James, and I've also had a request for Carmelo Anthony. So be on the lookout for the Carmelo Anthony one that should be coming out very soon. But if you guys enjoyed, please feel free to give this video a like. It helps out the channel so much. Drop a comment down below on what other legends you feel have been disrespected, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Every like, every subscription, every comment, I appreciate all of you so much. The channel has been taking off lately. We're gonna be approaching 500 subscribers very soon. I hope so by the time me putting this out. Last time I checked, we were at like 415, and it's going up about like 60 to 70 each day. So we're taking off, and I can't wait for us to grow this channel together. And I just got so much content planned out and laid out for you guys. It's going to be very exciting for the foreseeable future. So once again, it's been your boy Jared for Hoop Network. Until next time, signing off, and peace.